In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, a small, weather-beaten farmhouse stood alone. The house, with its thatched roof and wooden beams, seemed to sag under the weight of time. Inside, a young boy named Jack lived with his mother. Their only source of income was a cow named Milky White. Jack's eyes sparkled with hope despite their poverty, as he dreamed of a better future. One crisp morning, Jack's mother sent him to the market to sell Milky White. She hoped the cow would fetch enough money to buy food for the winter. Jack, though reluctant to part with the cow, set off with a heavy heart. The market was bustling with activity, filled with the sounds of merchants hawking their wares and the laughter of children. As Jack made his way through the market, he felt a tap on his shoulder. An old man with a long white beard and twinkling eyes stood before him. The old man held out a small pouch containing a handful of beans. "Would you like to trade your cow for these magic beans?" he asked. Jack, intrigued by the old man's offer, hesitated for a moment. The beans seemed ordinary, but the old man's eyes held a promise of something extraordinary. With a mix of curiosity and hope, Jack agreed to the trade. He handed over Milky White and took the beans. Jack returned home, excited to show his mother the beans. But his mother was furious. She had hoped for money to buy food, not a handful of beans. In her anger, she threw the beans out the window and sent Jack to bed without supper. That night, a storm rolled in. The wind howled and rain lashed against the windows. Jack lay in bed, listening to the storm. As he drifted off to sleep, he couldn't help but wonder what would become of the beans his mother had thrown away. The next morning, Jack awoke to a bright, sunny day. He looked out the window and saw something incredible. The beans his mother had thrown away had grown into a massive beanstalk, reaching high into the sky. Jack decided to climb the beanstalk. He was curious about what lay at the top and hoped to find something to help his mother. With a determined look, he began his ascent. As Jack climbed higher, he felt the air grow cooler. The clouds around him were soft and fluffy, like cotton candy. He marveled at the sight, feeling as if he were in a dream. After a long climb, Jack reached the top of the beanstalk. He found himself in a strange, magical land. In the distance, he saw a giant castle, its towers reaching into the sky. Jack approached the castle, his heart pounding with excitement and fear. As he drew closer, he heard the sound of heavy footsteps. The ground trembled with each step, and Jack knew he was not alone. Jack cautiously entered the castle. The first room he came to was a vast kitchen, filled with enormous pots and pans. In the center of the room, a giant was cooking a huge feast. Jack spotted a hen sitting on a table. This was no ordinary hen. It laid golden eggs. Jack knew this was something truly valuable. He carefully approached the hen, hoping to take it without being noticed. As Jack reached for the hen, he noticed a magical harp in the corner of the room. The harp played a beautiful melody all by itself. Jack decided to take the harp as well, hoping it would bring them even more fortune. Jack quickly grabbed the hen and the harp and made his way back to the beanstalk. He knew he had to hurry. The giant would notice his treasures were missing soon. Jack climbed down the beanstalk as fast as he could, the hen and harp in tow. As Jack descended, he heard the giant's furious roar. "Fee, fee, fo, fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman!" the giant shouted. Jack's heart raced as he climbed faster, knowing the giant was close behind. Jack reached the ground just in time. He quickly chopped down the beanstalk with an axe. The giant fell to his doom, and the beanstalk collapsed in a shower of leaves and vines. Jack returned home with the hen and the harp. His mother was overjoyed to see him safe and sound. The hen laid a golden egg, and Jack's mother marveled at their newfound wealth. The magical harp played a beautiful melody, filling the farmhouse with joy and harmony. Jack's mother smiled, knowing that their fortunes had changed for the better. And so, Jack and his mother lived happily ever after. They were no longer poor, thanks to the golden hen and the magical harp. Jack's bravery and determination had brought them a better future. Word of Jack's bravery spread throughout the village. The villagers celebrated his heroism with a grand feast. Jack's mother looked on with pride as her son was hailed as a hero. The king of the land heard of Jack's bravery and invited him to the castle. Jack, feeling honored, prepared to meet the king and share his story. Jack set off for the castle, his heart filled with excitement. The journey was long, but Jack was determined to meet the king and share his incredible tale. Jack arrived at the castle gates, where guards in shining armor stood watch. He presented the royal invitation and was granted entry. The castle was grand and imposing, with tall towers and massive doors. Jack was led to the throne room, where the king sat on his throne. The king was a wise and benevolent ruler, known for his kindness and fairness. Jack bowed deeply and began to tell his story. The king listened to Jack's story with great interest. When Jack finished, the king praised his bravery and cleverness. He awarded Jack a Medal of Honor and invited him to stay at the castle. That evening, the king held a grand feast in Jack's honor. The castle was filled with music and laughter. Jack felt like a true hero, surrounded by the king's court and the villagers who had come to celebrate. Jack was given a position in the king's royal guard. He trained hard, learning the skills of a true knight. His mother was proud to see her son's growth and determination. Jack's days were filled with rigorous training, and his nights with stories of bravery and honor. One day, the king summoned Jack for his first mission. A neighboring kingdom was in trouble, and Jack was to lead a small team to assist. Jack felt a mix of excitement and nervousness as he prepared for the journey. Jack and his team set off on their mission. They traveled through dense forests and across rolling hills, facing various challenges along the way. Jack's leadership skills were put to the test, and he proved himself to be a capable and brave leader. As they journeyed through the forest, Jack and his team encountered a group of bandits. Jack's quick thinking and bravery saved the day, and they continued their mission unscathed. The team's bond grew stronger with each challenge they faced. After a long day of travel, Jack and his team arrived at a friendly village. The villagers welcomed them with open arms, offering food and shelter. Jack felt grateful for their kindness and took the opportunity to rest and gather his strength. The next day, Jack and his team discovered a mysterious cave. According to legend, the cave held a powerful artifact that could help them on their mission. Jack decided to explore the cave, despite the unknown dangers that lay within. Inside the cave, Jack and his team found a hidden treasure. The artifact glowed with an otherworldly light, and Jack knew it was the key to their mission's success. They carefully retrieved the artifact and continued their journey. As they approached the neighboring kingdom, Jack and his team prepared for the final phase of their mission. They knew the challenges ahead would be great, but Jack's leadership and the team's unity gave them the strength to persevere. Upon arriving at the kingdom, Jack and his team were met with fierce resistance. A battle ensued, with Jack and his team fighting bravely. Jack's skills and leadership were crucial in turning the tide of the battle. After a long and grueling battle, Jack and his team emerged victorious. The kingdom was saved, and the grateful king offered his thanks. Jack felt a sense of accomplishment and pride, knowing they had made a difference. The kingdom held a grand celebration in honor of Jack and his team. The festivities were filled with music, dancing, and feasting. Jack felt a deep sense of camaraderie with his team and the kingdom's people. With their mission complete, Jack and his team returned home. They were hailed as heroes, and the king bestowed honors upon them. Jack's mother was overjoyed to see her son safe and celebrated. Jack's bravery and leadership left a lasting legacy. He continued to serve the king and protect the kingdom, always remembering the lessons he learned along the way. And so, Jack and his mother lived happily ever after, their hearts filled with gratitude and pride.